You are watching AnewZ. We have exclusive news from COP29 in Baku. After days of tense negotiations and sharp divisions, the final plenary session has brought parties closer than ever to agreeing on a $300 billion climate finance deal. The proposal aims to addressing the growing demands from developing nations for more substantial and predictable climate funding. In a surprising move, India introduced one amendment during the session. While the changes were unexpected, they haven't derailed the near consensus on the $300 billion figure. Delegates say the proposal is now very close to being accepted. This deal, if finalized, would mark a significant milestone for COP29 and global climate efforts. Let's hear more about the closing plenary session from our Guy Sean and Orkan Amashov from the venue. Good evening, Guy and Orkan. Could you provide us with more detailed information?
We do have an agreement after many hours of hoping and waiting for something positive to materialize. We can report that full operationalization of Article 6 of the Paris Agreement has been achieved. So that means that international carbon markets will now be unlocked. Now, for just over a decade, this has been hotly debated. We've been in something of a stalemate position about the final application and going live of these carbon markets, which will generate more ability to invest in climate action. That now has been broken. And this cross-border cooperation now is expected to reduce the cost of implementing countries their national climate plans, those NDCs, by up to $250 billion per year. Orkan Amashov, it's positive news.
It's indeed positive news because full operationalization of Article 6 was one of the key objectives of COP29, alongside the key deliverable NCQG. And the reason why we were hopeful about this particular issue, because on day one we achieved this breakthrough on day one. You remember late evening, the Article 6.4 standards were adopted. That was a framework deal about the carbon credits market. We know that, as you mentioned earlier, for the past decade, effectively from 2015 onwards, the parties were negotiating to find out, to establish those ground rules, those framework rules, in order to construct this UN regulated international universal carbon market, and this COP delivered on that promise. We remember that there was a development in relation to Article 6.4. We also remember that later there was a development in relation to Article 6.8 about the non-market approaches to the NDCs through mitigation, adaptation, the technology transfer, and also capacity building. And as you remember, during those days, we were talking about the elements of the puzzle becoming clear and coalescing into some structure, and we knew that full operationalization of Article 6 of the Paris Agreement would help countries to save about $250 billion per year. So this is an important development. This was one of the deliverables of this COP29. There are many other agenda items as well. We all know that. Now it's a break time, of course, and the process is still underway. It is a very good news. It's a very mood-uplifting news, and very much hopes that this is not end, actually, and something else will happen later.
Yes, it's something that's been discussed for some time, discussed in Glasgow, discussed in Sharm el-Sheikh. Negotiations had stalled, but now finally delivered here in Baku. Now, as Orkan said, we are on a break between meetings. I'm sure there'll be more developments to come very, very soon, and we'll be with you every step of the way here from COP29.
Guy and Orkan, thank you very much for these updates. And we will continue to monitor the situation and bring you updates as the agreement unfolds. Stay tuned.